If you want a taste of the sweet life, you've got to earn it. And for Bryce Hooton and his assistant Darren, that means checking beehives.
How many hives here, Darren?
Oh, 32, Bryce.
32,
Yep,
and your last were?
11 weeks were here.
Bryce owns Golden Flow Apiaries, based in Matamata. They have 1,200 hives all over the Bay of Plenty and beyond. He's been a beekeeper for the past 18 years after becoming blind.
I would have thousands of stings now. One reason I get stung a lot is I don't wear gloves. And the reason why is my eyes. So I've got to feel what's going on in the hive. So if I wear gloves, I'm no good to anyone really. Right, we'll go and have a disease inspection and we'll check to see if these are heavy enough for the winter, Darren, eh?
Yep.
Out in the field, Darren acts as Bryce's eyes.
Got to keep an eye on you, boy.
A quick puff of smoke settles the bees down.
Put a bit more smoke on them too, Darren. Just to see, that's it. Just we don't want anyone getting stung here. So that's still all honey.
Yep, that's all honey and a bit of pollen there too, Bryce.
Oh yeah, so they are getting a bit of pollen.
Bryce can't see how much honey the bees have made, but the weight of the frames tells him how busy the bees have been.
All honey. Both sides too, look.
Yeah.
This one here's our brood one, so we'll be very careful with this frame. When I'm beekeeping, I've got to feel what's going on in there. Feel the bees, feel the brood, feel the honey and that sort of thing. So my fingers are very important.
His company produces a range of honey, supplying supermarkets and exporting to Europe and Japan. Today they're checking on the overall health of the hives.
You found much brood lately, or is it all sort of going
pretty...
There's a beautiful frame of honey, eh?
Bryce's hearing is finely attuned to his workers. He picks up clues from the tone of their buzzing.
When the queens disappeared, the bees will make a different roaring sound, so I can pick that up generally. These fellas are starting to get a bit stroppy before they start stinging. So yeah, sounds quite important to a beehive.
Before beekeeping, Bryce was a farmer, but tragically, he had 2 freak accidents within a year.
At the age of 19, I actually thought I had life pretty sussed. I was milking cows for my father on his farm, and suddenly one day I got hit with a stray object, and they think it was a bullet. It took my left eye. Got a glass eye, so I used to flick it out at the pub and put it next to my beer bottle when you went to the toilet and say, look, I'm keeping an eye on my beer, and I had a bit of fun with this one eye. But 10 months after I lost the first eye, I was making silage on a tractor and a bit of wire flicked out of the harvester and just instantly blind. So at the age of 19, I thought life was all over actually.
He struggled to stay farming, but he was up against it.
The year on the farm, it was very, very hard. I really, really struggled with things. I lost 10 cows of bloat one night. My house burnt down, so life couldn't have got any better, to be honest. It was pretty, can't have the, it's sort of got to the bottom of the bottom, really. And so I left the farm and thought, well, I want to do something outside. And my auntie used to run bees, and I've always had a little fascination in the bottom of my heart for the old bees. So I thought, oh well, I'll try beekeeping.
Despite the string of tragedies, Bryce was determined to pick himself up, but he battled ignorance and prejudice.
Beekeeping was a very, very hard thing to start up. No one wanted me to have bees around them in the area, and when you go to the bank totally blind and have this crazy idea about buying beehives and in a truck and bits and pieces, they don't want to know you.
It was Bryce's sister who lent him the $5,000 he needed to get started.
I've never had an accident with this. I've been hit on the head the odd time with the boom because it's in the middle of the night. Normally we were using this machine. I'll spend 12 hours a day on this. Well, you want me to drive?
Not this time.
The office and packing sheds are located back at Bryce's home. The pressure's on. Turnover is almost $1 million a year. Bryce moves around the familiar surroundings of his processing plant with total ease. The production team work well together. Bryce's wife Sue is part of the crew. He's the only blind person in the room, but, true to form, he's the one who operates the most expensive and critical machinery.
I can run through about 1,000 pots an hour, but normally 700 or 800s are normally a good speed. This honey here is a local Waikato honey. It's got a clover and a bit of pennyroyal in it, and it's now goes to Foodstuffs warehouse for the New Worlds around Auckland and the Waikato, and also pack and save.
After work, there's family time.
Okay, how are you?
8-year-old Vanessa naturally reads out any certificates to her dad.
Modelling school values.
Oh, and did you have to go up on stage for it?
Yes.
In front of the whole school?
Yeah.
Oh, is that good?
And there's no show without Force, Bryce's guide dog.
This fella here, he's 6 years old, his name's Force. Every pot of honey we pack for the Foodstuffs, New Worlds and Pack and Saves, we give 2 cents in it. 2 cents a pot to the guide dog services. Just because I get so much out of him and I'd like to put something back in.
Bryce and Sue have been married for 19 years. Sue's helped Bryce adjust to his loss of sight, and together they've built a thriving business. Life's a buzz. Corny, but true.